The financial overwhelm loop, it is, rest assured, something you don't want to be caught in. Today, we're going to talk about what that looks like. So as you get older and you get out of high school, you get into college, and then you start working in a career and you have a job, you end up figuring out that money is used for a lot of things. And you also end up figuring out that there's things you may not know about. Maybe it's paying bills. You had no idea that your electricity bill was going to be $200 a month, or your mortgage payment, or whatever it is. And then after a time, you start getting to a place where you're like, oh man, I think I need to actually save
for the future.
You start diving into that. And then you start hearing about dividends, stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, management fees. What are all of these things? And overwhelm begins to fill you. You end up sitting in a place where you're like,
I have no idea what to do, and I don't even know who to talk to.
Well, I'm going to tell you about what that really looks like today. What does financial overwhelm look like? And are you in that place? And I'm going to help you to try to move away from financial overwhelm so that doesn't happen. And so my channel is really about personal finance. My name's Nate Polmateer, and I'm here to talk to you about personal finance. We're going through a series on RRSPs, and we're walking through a book, The RRSP Secret. And in this book, it has tons of knowledge. And I'm really going to be like fanning that out for you and trying to take out some really good points in this book in order to help you invest in your future and help you not to get overwhelmed. So as you start accumulating money, some of us, that's a lot. Some of us, that's not a lot. But at the same point in time, you start wondering, what am I going to do with this? How do I make this grow faster? Which place can I put this in so that I actually get the best value for my dollars? And if you don't know, you just don't know. And that can be scary. It can be scary to not know where to put your money. Do I just throw it in my savings account? Do I leave it in my checking account? Do I invest in stocks? And if I want to invest in stocks, how do I invest in stocks? These are all questions that people ask, and it's the beginning of really being financially overwhelmed. So you begin to ask people about, what do you, maybe a coworker, maybe a close friend, maybe a family member, and you ask them, what is it you do with your money? Like how are you preparing yourself for retirement? Because I'm kind of thinking about that. For some of us, that might have happened really young, and others, you might be in like your 60s and you're just thinking about it now. And that could be a really scary place to be. So some of the answers you're really going to get are, some people are like, I have no idea. Most people are going to say, I have no idea. I don't even know what the stock market is. Actually, I just give my money to this guy. He's a close family friend, and I think he does money well. And then others are going to say,
Stay away from the stock market. Make sure that you just buy gold.
And put it in a safe in your room and just stock up on gold, and that's the best thing to do. Or others just say, take your money and put it under your pillow, put it under a blanket, and don't let anyone see it, and only use cash. Or there's an array of answers that you're really going to get when you start talking about money to other people. But if you really, really inspect and you really, really look at it, most people have no idea what to do with their money, how to handle it. So then eventually you're going to land in a place where you look for someone who is a financial advisor. Because financial advisors really know the best, right? They are the ones that should know everything. And so what a financial advisor is going to do is they're going to kind of lay out exactly what you're going to need to do in order to get to a place where you want to go. So you may say, you know what, when I retire, I want $10,000 a month to live off of. And they're going to let you know, you need to put X amount of dollars aside right now in order for you to have that money in retirement. So that's what they're really going to do. They're going to tell you exactly what you need to do. One thing they don't really talk about unless you ask them is, how much are you making off this? How much commission do you make? Those conversations generally are not opened up, and they don't even talk about that. And they may not even talk about the products, or if they're talking about the products to you, they're saying stuff like, this is a growth mutual fund. This is a balanced mutual fund. This is a money market mutual fund. And all of those words, they're not explaining, and you just hear the word growth. Okay, I want to put my money in something that grows. Balanced. Okay, I'm risk averse, so I would like something balanced. Or you hear the word cash or money market, and you think, okay, well, I like my money just to stay the same. So when I put money in, I want my money to come out. So I'm just going to put it in a money market. And none of that's explained. And they just ask, okay, do you want to put it in a money market? Yes. How much percentage do you want to put? They're literally asking people who have no idea about the stock market, no idea about mutual funds, no idea about literally the whole process. And they are asking them, how much percentage do you want to put in? That's ridiculous. That's like your mechanic telling you, we're going to need to replace the lifters and the camshaft. So which one do you want me to take out first? I don't know.
The differential? Take the differential out first.
It doesn't make any sense. Habstrip puts it this way, and I'm going to quote this. All you know is that he is going to manage your money and grow it so that you can enjoy a wonderful retirement. That's all you know. You give your money to a financial advisor. They ask a bunch of questions which you're unsure of. You hope to trust them. And all you know is that they're managing your money for retirement. And when you retire, you're going to have the exact amount that they said. You don't know what to ask because you don't know. You haven't been taught as a kid. You haven't been taught in high school. This isn't something to shame you. Then later down the road, you start to hear from your friends, oh man, have you heard the stock market's crashing? Oh, have you heard that, someone's in power and they're just messing it all up? And all of a sudden, you're like, man, I haven't checked on my investments in a while. Maybe I'll give them a call. So you're frightened. You have no idea. Everyone's telling you doom and gloom. And you go to your advisor and you say, what's going on? Like, how are my investments? And they haven't grown. Or maybe they're even less than what you first invested. And you're really told, don't worry about it. It's okay. I got you in bonds, and they're not that volatile, and you're gonna do well. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Just ignore it, and you don't have to do anything. And so what you do at that moment is you either trust them and you just continue to leave your money with them and don't further investigate, or you say, you know what, forget it, Jim. I'm done with you. Our money has only grown 1%. It probably would have grown more if I had put it in a savings account. So I'm going to take it out and I'm going to give it to this big four bank, or this. I'm going to give it to Chase Capital. I'm going to give it to TD. I'm going to give it to whoever this other bank is. I'm going to have them manage it for me. And so this is how the financial overwhelm cycle begins with not knowing, giving your money to someone. And then after giving it to them, not asking any questions, then after a time, you look at your financial, stake that you have in, and you're like, wow, that's a little bit smaller than I thought. And then you try to give it to someone else. And then in a couple years, you go back again and you see the same thing. And the cycle repeats over and over and over again. Overall, through this, you need to know where your money's going. You need to know what they're investing in. You need them to explain everything to you. Don't just give your money to someone and them tell you, well, I'm putting it in a money market. Okay. Thank you for telling me that. What is that? Explain to me what a money market is. Explain to me what a money market fund is. Explain to me where the money's going. I'm putting you in a mutual fund. Okay. Give me a history. What is the history of that mutual fund? Has it done well? Has it done badly? What are the fees? What is the MER? What kind of management fees am I going to be paying? The management expense ratio. How much of my investment are you going to actually take away each year, even if I don't gain any money? Blindly putting our money in savings or in investing with someone is crazy, and we need to stop that. And if we do stop it, then you can help stop the financial overwhelm cycle. The cycle of going from one financial advisor to the next, or trying to do it on your own and just following the advice of YouTube. You have time to look into, hey, what is an index fund? For the next 4 weeks, I'm going to look up what an index fund is. I'm going to look up what a mutual fund is. I'm going to look at the management rates, the management fees. I'm going to look at, projections of how much that's going to cost me. Arm yourself. So when you walk into a meeting with a financial advisor and they are not answering any of your questions, then you can walk away. You could say, you know what, thank you for your time, but I just don't trust you. I just don't trust your methodology, or I'm not sure you know as much as you think you know. So, financial overwhelm cycle. We want to get out of it. We don't want to stay in it. We want to stay away from it. Stick around on my channel as we walk through RSPs, as we walk through the psychology behind investing. I'm going to try to help you answer some of the questions that you have. I'm also going to let you know that, the financial service actually doesn't have your back. Banks make money because they're in it to make money. They're not in it to make money for you. So a bunch of these fees and all these different things are ways that they make money. How do you think Wall Street makes so much money? They do it by charging fees. But if you go in blindly, then it's just going to eat you up. And you're just going to go through this overwhelm over and over again. It's going to be super stressful. So follow my channel, stick around, and we'll walk through some of these questions. We're going to do it slowly. Not all the answers are going to come right away. And for me, that's okay. If you don't get the answers right away, that's okay. I want you to stick around for the long haul and learn some things that are really, really important. And these are things we don't want to rush through. We don't want to click on the next news thing about, oh, GameStop's investing in Bitcoin, I need to do that. No, forget that garbage. Let's figure out the foundation first. Let's build it up. And then once you have a good foundation, then you can step in and say, you know what? I am confident in what I'm doing. Make sure to watch these videos here and stick around, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you guys.